Hello and welcome to my new video. I hope you had lovely holidays and a wonderful start into the new year. Today I will show you how I made the outfit that I wore for Christmas and a few other occasions during the last few weeks. I was inspired by this dress because I like the vintage look of it, and also because I thought it could be a bit of a fancy outfit, but also would be fine for a casual day-to-day wear, for me at least. Instead of a dress, I made an outfit that consisted of a shirt and a skirt. I decided to do so I could wear both pieces together and separate with other items of clothing. The skirt is a classic circle skirt. The shirt I made with the help of this booklet, which lets you design your own patterns based on only one measurement. This is the top I decided on, and to make it I only needed my bust measurement. So far I've used this booklet only for this shirt and another top, which you might have seen on my Instagram @so_all. And so far I'm pretty impressed. There were only minor adjustments necessary to both of the patterns. So I think it can definitely be useful for you if you want to make your own patterns but have no idea where to start. And if any of you are interested, I will link it down in the description. First, I obviously had to cut out the fabric. I used this fairly lightweight flannel with a green and black tartan pattern. As always, I will put a link to the shop in the description. I started with the skirt, which is just a basic circle skirt, which you may have seen me make multiple times by now. You need to know your waist measurement, and from that you can calculate the radius of the waist and the entire skirt. The radius for the waist is your waist measurement divided by 2 times pi minus the seam allowance. And the skirt radius is your waist radius plus your desired length and hem allowance. I folded my fabric in half and used the entire width of it for a half circle. So I had to cut out 2 pieces. Additionally, I cut a strip for the waistband, 2 smaller strips for the back placket, and 2 pocket pieces. I finished all the raw edges with my overlocker before moving on to putting the skirt together. When everything was cut and finished, I sewed the pocket pieces to the skirt pieces. Then I sewed the side seams right side facing, leaving the right seam open for the pocket and sewing the pocket pieces to each other. For the opening in the back, I cut a small slit into the center top of the back skirt panel and constructed a placket by encasing one of the raw edges into a strip of fabric and sewing another strip to the other edge, right sides facing, so when everything was pressed, the encased edge would lie on top of the fabric strip, which closes the opening from the inside. Next, I sewed the waistband on. I strengthened it by using a strip of black cotton poplin as interfacing. I sewed the waistband right sides facing to the skirt and pressed the seam allowance towards the waistband. Then I folded the top edge of the waistband down and pressed it in place. Finally, I folded the waistband in half and whip stitched it down on the inside so that all seam allowances are hidden inside the waistband and no visible stitching is on the outside. I also made sure that the top of the pocket got anchored in the waistband, so it can flap around inside the skirt. I was in a bit of a time crunch before Christmas, so I didn't get around to filming the rest of the sewing, but I will show you what I did with some sketches. To finish the skirt, I added a snap button in the back and sewed a bias cut strip from the black fabric to the right side of the skirt and then pressed it to the inside and whip stitched the top edge to the skirt so that the stitches don't show up on the outside of the skirt. The point of this step is to hem the skirt and add some structure to the bottom of it to make it fall a bit nicer. The shirt is made up of 2 bodice pieces and 2 sleeves. I used the pattern making kit I showed you in the beginning to get the shape and size. After I cut the fabric, I put in the bust darts in the front. Then I closed the shoulder seams and 1 side seam. On the other side, I closed the side seam only partly and added an invisible zipper. I closed the sleeve seams and added them to the bodice. Now there were only finishing touches left. I finished the bottom by folding the raw edge up twice, top stitching it in place. The neckline was encased in a narrow strip from the fabric. The sleeves were hemmed like the skirt by adding a strip from the black fabric to the outside, folding it in and stitching it to the inside without any stitching showing on the outside. Finally, I finished all the seam allowances with my overlocker. Usually you would do this after every seam or after cutting everything out like I did with the skirt. But I did not have enough time to do the overlocking before Christmas, so I just left the seams raw and finished them in the new year when I had the time. And with that, the outfit was finished. Let's see how it turned out. I'm really happy with the outfit, especially since the plan to split the dress into a top and a skirt worked out so well. I definitely plan on wearing the pieces together and separately. As I mentioned, the fabric I used kind of feels like a medium to lightweight flannel, so when you wear the outfit it actually kind of feels like pajamas, which I'm definitely not complaining about. Let me know in the comments what you think of the outfit, and also check out my Instagram @so_ol to see more photos and updates on my makes. I have some bigger projects planned for this year, so feel free to subscribe and ring the bell to get notified when I start those. And lastly, if you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like it. Thanks for watching. See ya! And a skirt, so I could wear the bow.